Hi everyone, welcome to this month's police log. Let's get into it. On November 2nd, Monacan RA called about a flushing toilet, advised it will not stop and is going to overflow. The officer was able to shut it off, the water in the toilet. Work order was placed. Also on November 2nd, an RA called reporting his resident is reporting an active flood in her room. On November 4th, North Andover PD called to report that they are heading to a noise complaint at a residence hall and someone had broken a window that was in a door. Officers responded and spoke with the students who did not know about the broken window. They turned the music down. Also on November 4th, a student came into the police department to report that their window had been broken out earlier this morning in their dorm. A report will be filed for it. The AC called to report an altercation between two students in a residence hall. The AC stated that they were not currently fighting and had left the situation and it was under control but wanted an officer to speak with one of the students involved. The officer responded and spoke with that student who will be looking more into it, and a report was filed. On November 6th, an RA called to advise the quad was out of control and it was after 1 and she wanted police to break up the quad. Officers were already at the quad breaking it up. And a student is at the station to report her phone being stolen, also on November 6th. On November 7th, an employee from the business school called to report that someone was parked in a dean's spot. And also on November 7th, a Sodexo worker called dispatched to report that a student was not feeling good. On November 9th, a contractor called to report that they had knocked over a sign on campus. Facilities were notified and will be having someone come in to fix it. A report will be filed. On November 10th, officer was approached at the basketball game by an athletics employee stating that there were some issues going on and people arguing. Officers responded and stood by until the end of the game. On November 12th, RSIG advised an SUV Uber driver did not stop at the gate. Also on November 12th, a trouble alarm for kitchen area doors in the SAC. On November 14th, officer notified that the SAC gate was not shutting fully due to a vehicle hitting it. On November 19th, an officer called to report that there was a flat tire on the golf cart in Lot M by the stadium. On November 20th, dispatch received a notification for a fire alarm in a residence hall. After the alarm, a student called to inform dispatch that a dryer had sparked and it is now on fire. Officers reported along with NAFD and facilities. Upon arrival, the flames were gone. It was found that one of the dryers was having electrical issues. NAFD checked the dryer along with facilities. After inspection, facilities will be fixing the dryer. NAFD reset the alarm upon clearing the scene. On November 26th, a parent that was at the MAC for a hockey game came down to the station and dropped off a phone. On November 28th, a student called to report that another student had crashed into their vehicle. The student came down and spoke with officers. The other student was also brought down to the station, and an officer will be following a report. On November 29th, a student called to report that her key wasn't working to get into Monacan. Facilities were advised. And a neighbor of the campus called to report that a vehicle had driven through the SAC. On November 30th, a caller advised that there are people walking with high heels on, making noise, and she can't sleep. On December 2nd, officer was advised that a black SUV jumped the curbing to gain entrance to Lot F. A student called reporting that she lost her MacBook Pro, described as older with a case that has sunflowers and other stickers on it. That's all for this month's police log. See you at the end of the break.